story of this building is all about transitions. The intent was to make it look like a three-story building, but it's not a three-story building. It's a five-story building, and depending on how you count it, you could even put more layers in it than that. But behind these big arched windows are floors that are hidden. There are also things that were done in terms of the treatment of the stone. On the lower floor of the building, it's given this rough finish to give a sense of strength. Where the windows go in, there are grooves that go horizontal and actually make it look like the windows are deeper. And then the sweep of the arches up at the top. A curious thing about this building is that they were in such a hurry to build this building, and it is a wall-bearing building, meaning in the era of steel construction, this is pure gravity, stone stacked upon a stone. And to finish the inside, they had to get the outside walls up, and they were in a hurry. Much of the ornamental detail here you see, including those big columns at the top, those were actually put up there as solid blocks of stone. And pity the poor stone carvers that had to be on scaffolds up there, carving those out of solid blocks of stone. One mistake, either one false step or one slip of the hammer, who knows what could happen. For the main entrance of the Chicago Public Library in 1897, nothing but the best. The main lobby, Carrara marble, the finest material you can get. It comes from Italy. It's the same marble that Michelangelo used for his sculpture. And for mosaics, Tiffany. It can't get more classy than that. This is the Tiffany Glass and Decorating Company that really revolutionized American decorative arts. The combination of those with spaces that defy description. You'd think of a room as being four walls and a ceiling. Just looking up in this space, it's almost everything but that, with staircases and spaces flying everywhere that you look. When you walk into the entrance, you are walking into an arch, which is a fundamental shape in architecture and strength. There is symbolism in all of the decorations of the building. The architectural forms are enhanced with symbolism in terms of books and literature. In the arch, which is a fundamental shape of architecture in strength, are the fundamentals of Western writing and knowledge. Homer, Plato, Cicero, intertwined with lamps of knowledge and symbols that relate to books and knowledge. But then as you walk in is a giant arch that's not an arch at all. It's like it's taking a big leap across the space. And that has the names of the authors of this renegade new country, the United States of America. Longfellow, Emerson, Whittier, Bryant. In fact, Bryant was still alive when they started building this building. So it's interesting to think if you were building a library today, what American authors you would put up there. The design of the space is meant as a harmonious whole. The marble is a dull finish deliberately, which makes a contrast to the brilliant, sparkling mosaics that are set within them. Even the floor is mosaic, and to affirm that this is part of the city of Chicago, an early version of the city seal sits right here centered at the floor. As an example of how materials were used in this building, the newel posts at the end of the staircase, solid blocks of marble inset with mosaics. And it's not just mosaics in terms of glass. There are pieces of shell. There is clear glass with gold leaf behind it. Also, the architects were trying to create something that was both classical and modern at the same time. When you enter the Washington Street lobby, you can pay tribute to the people who made this building happen. And there's some people that I think are worth calling out. Amongst all these names, you will see here Frederick H. Hill. This is the father of this building. This was the person who became, at the age of 29 years old, the chief librarian for the Chicago Public Library. And it was through his efforts that, by lobbying politicians and influential citizens, that the library went from being in terrible crowded spaces in City Hall to building the building that you see today. Hild, since the time he was in high school, loved books. Where did he get a job but Chicago's first public library, where he was like in heaven with books all around him. He swept the floor, he arranged the shelves, and he was taken under the wing by William Poole, who was considered one of the great librarians of the 19th century, who was the first head librarian of Chicago Public. Another name of note, Shepley, Rutan, and Coolidge. These are the architects who designed this building. It was created as part of a competition in 1891, and the firm won. Charles Coolidge was the lead designer and carried through the design of this building. Part of the drama of this building is climbing the staircase. Now, this building had elevators when it was new, and they were both on each side of this staircase. But people were still more comfortable with climbing stairs. And this wasn't just climbing a staircase to get somewhere. Some of the detailing is in beautiful mosaics with shell and gold. One of the things they were particularly proud of is this center green piece of marble. This is from Ireland, and it was a marble called Connemara, after where the quarries were. The Connemara quarries at one time had abundant marble for making beautiful jade-like columns for palaces. By the time of this building, the quarries were so spent that it was just small pieces, and all they could do was put these little circles in here. We are now into interlude. It's got a low ceiling, beautiful mosaics on it, but it's a long corridor. To make the transition to the arch, you introduce another element, which is hexagons. And you can see they start to follow and suggest the sweep of the arch. Nothing just happens out of the blue in this building. There is a transition between everything. This is part of what adds to the drama of going up the staircase and experiencing the building. The arch itself is outlined in this new technology of electric light. In fact, this building was fairly well known for being one of the most extensive uses of electricity. The lighting was almost entirely electric in this building, and the light bulbs are actually exposed without any kinds of decorative fittings, so that the bursts of light become part of the decoration, just like the isolated pieces of the mosaic draw your eye. The architectural symphony continues, and here we are in the middle of space, the arch sweeping behind us, this zigzag of staircases and gleaming mosaics all around us. Down at the floor, the symbol of dolphins. This is a symbol that was used by the early publishers of books in the 15th and 16th century. But we are coming to the great crescendo of our symphony, the grand finale where the cymbals crash and everything opens up. Right up these staircases, take a look.